back with some not actually heroes. We're a little late, but it's my fault. Oh, what was that?
I don't know.
That was awesome, though.
I got
We're
you, but
back.
I got you. You wanted cheering.
There's the
as close as I
cheering.
can get.
There's the cheering. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of remodeling, so we're in a little behind. Okay, this is not actually heroes. Cataclysm. D&D homebrewed campaign.
Tried to mute
I've
for
lost
a
my
cough.
track now.
Sorry.
So we got the cough and the air horn. So awesome. All right. So let's see. It's been 2 weeks since we played. Last time you guys explored what to call it, a laboratory. I don't know. We'll call it a laboratory. You guys decided not to go back through the room with the two undead armored beholders, and decided to climb up a chimney instead. So that kind of worked out for you. After you took everything in the place that wasn't nailed down. And climbed out. You climbed out through a chimney that you found, and Yarman helped us out with some acid punches through some rocks and almost died. But you guys made it out. As you guys made it out, it was getting close to midday. And you look around, and Thavrak is nowhere to be found. Like, he is just. You guys look for, a good solid 15 minutes before you guys decide probably to head back to the airship. I mean, you barely knew him, so 15 minutes is probably generous, right? All right. So, do you guys want to jump in here at the at the site where you came out of the chimney, or do you want to just go ahead and fast travel back to the airship?
I'm good with
We
fast
should
travel.
fast
if no
travel
one's
to
gonna
the
speak
airship.
up.
Fast
Yeah,
travel?
to the airship, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Get to the meat.
Okay, cool. All right, so it takes you. I think it was just not very far from where the airship landed. These ruins were probably about 4 hours, I will say. So by the time you get there, it is going on. We'll say like 3 p.m. So you show up, and camp is still set up. It doesn't look like anything has happened while you've been away. Captain's over there kind of looking at some paperwork, just kind of by the fireside. The fire is not currently burning. It is still warm out. You see, let me pull up their names here. I'm having trouble on their names. You see Ragnik over there. He's just got the bottle turned up by a tree, and as you see that, he kind of just slumps over and just starts snoring. Maldris is over there like cleaning his knives and like very thoroughly and precisely like sharpening them. Ansel seems to be just kind of walking around, just strolling about, and Yesley is over there, just kind of looking up at the propulsion system on the airship. So, what do you guys want to do?
He's the one who had. Oh, go ahead.
I would walk back over to where I had made my camp a little bit off of their camp, and probably just have a seat and start resting.
Chill out. Okay.
Who has all the metal right now?
I think JD.
Did you pick it all up in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
I would like to know if Exire is kind of off to himself.
Nah.
Where are you, XR? Are you just in the bunch? Okay.
Stand with the bunch. You could bring me out by myself if you really want to.
I would like to approach Exire.
Okay.
Come out to Exire, my friend. I would like to speak with you, preferably in private.
Anything you have to say to me, you can say in front of everyone. No secrets here.
Well, we will make sure of that. So then I will cast Zone of Truth.
Let's see. All right. So, lady, you are in the area. Ellen is not. Russ is not. JD is not. And Morwen is. So, lady and Morwen and.
Clan and Exar. I think it's everybody, right?
Right. Yep. So Adara, Eldrick, Morwen, and Exar. Does it affect you if you are in the zone as well? It doesn't say that it
Let's
doesn't,
see.
right?
It says the only thing that I know is that you know whether each creature succeeded or failed. And an
Okay.
affected creature is aware of the spell and thus can avoid answering questions which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the circle.
Does it target everyone in the circle, or can you select
Everyone in
them?
the radius.
Okay, so the four of you have to roll the soul.
Yeah. Also, anytime they enter the area within the next 10 minutes, they will be affected.
Right.
Exire, hear me now. You are under the effects of my spell. As you can see, I have not pulled a weapon. I plan on answering truthfully to any question you have for me, as I hope that you will do the same.
Of course. I have no intention of lying to you.
Now, my God teaches us that family and friends are the most important things that we have, and as such, do not ever judge someone by your first meeting. So I will ask you this. What you did down there in the room with the beholders, what was that? Are you under demonic influence?
I have every intention of answering all of the questions you have. I owe it to all of you. This conversation has been a long time coming. I suggest that perhaps we get the metal to these workers so they can start repairing the ship, and then we have this conversation. I would not like to delay the repairs on the ship any longer than they already have been, and this is going to be a long conversation.
You swear to tell the truth?
I swear.
Truth, nothing but the truth. So God.
If I think that you are lying to the group, if that is what you want to do, is talk to the group. If I find that you are lying, I will run you through immediately.
Please feel free to cast another spell of this. I will remain in this area. We can
no, sir.
do this quickly.
I have been taught to not judge a book by its cover. However, this was your one chance to tell me right now. If in fact you are lying ever again to me, I will run you through immediately.
Oh. Far be it from me to test that.
There will be no pause. There will be no delay. One of us will die.
Understood.
Okay, gentlemen, that's extremely tense. I think we should just take a deep breath here for just a moment. I do think we need to tend to what he was mentioning. I think we do need to get that metal over to Islay as soon as we can, because we don't know if anybody's following us. But we definitely need to have some conversations about this.
Very well. Since Adara agrees with you that it is most imperative that we get the metal back, get the repairs on the way, I shall drop my spell and end this conversation. But note, my eyes are upon you, Exire.
I have no problem remaining here. Only JD need to go and deliver this metal. We can sit here and begin this conversation as soon as he gets back.
Fine. I will do as you wish.
JD, do you take the metal over, or
Well, you said I wasn't there, so JD never stopped walking.
oh, okay, yeah. Well, you weren't in the actual zone, so you weren't in that radius of the zone of truth. You could be right there around it. You just weren't in the actual.
No, it's
Close
fine. You and I both
vicinity.
know that JD's mind's on his mission. That
Okay,
his mission
so-
was the metal. He kept walking.
He's already heading over there then. So as you walk up, Yesley turns around and says, "Hey, honey, you got
How's it
something
going?
for me, don't you?"
Oh, I do. I'm not sure how much you needed. And he sets the bag of holding on the ground and starts pulling corpses with metal plates on them, 4 of them out of the bag,
She goes,
and sets them in a pile.
and kind of goes around behind the ship. You hear some kind of awful noises, and she comes back. Sorry about that. Can we do something about the smell?
I mean, it was either throw them in the bag or die. I just grabbed them and
Understand?
retreated our
oh.
location. However, I can do this, and he'll pull the chest plates and the back pieces off and set them and start
Okay.
putting them into a pile.
As you pull the chest plates off, they kind of stick a little bit, rip the flesh, So there's little bits of flesh and stuff all over them.
I mean, if it's a problem,
Just throws
You
it
can-
over to the side.
you can supervise, and I'll put them up there. The smell doesn't
No.
bother me.
It's okay. I think if you just get rid of the bodies themselves. So what do you do with the bodies? Just leave them there, or do you throw them back in the bag, or set them on fire? Or...
I mean, I can set them on fire.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
I mean, it's gonna smell worse if I set them on fire, but I'm not putting them back in the bag. There's absolutely no reason to.
Okay, so you're
they've made
gonna
their-
throw the metal off to the side where it's a little bit of ways from him, at least. So she goes over and says, "Yeah, this will be enough. I'll be right back." And she goes and gets onto the ship, and she's gone for like maybe about 10 minutes, and then she comes back out with just a little handbag, looks like, and she sets it on the ground and kind of just folds it out and reaches in, and like this anvil like comes out and sits on the ground next to her. And she reaches in there and feels around and pulls out this hammer, and she kind of just pulls the metal over, and as she kind of hits it, it kind of just fuses the metal together.
Those
She
are
kind of
nice
looks up
tools.
at the at the broken piece and kind of hits it, kind of shaping it on there. And after probably about 15-20 minutes of just kind of putting the metal and hammering it on there, she feels like she's got a good piece there. This should do just fine. I think we're gonna have to use like a winch or something to get it up there. She looks over at the rest of your party, unless one of them can do the thing and make it float up there.
How far away are we from them?
Probably a couple 100 feet.
JD, wanting to ask her and watch what she's doing, goes, "It's fine, I got this." And
Okay.
I'll shoot my grapple hook around the engine so that I can use it as a winch or
Okay.
a pulley system.
She says, that's a pretty neat trick. She looks over at it, says, nice invention.
Thank you.
We'll have to talk when we get back to town.
Oh, we definitely will. I like your tinker set.
Oh yeah, that old thing. She just turns around and walks away from you, and goes over and starts hooking up the metal to the grappling hook, and you guys kind of winch it up into place, and she climbs up on there and takes out another tool and just starts, and it's like sparking, and I'd say a good 30-45 minutes go by, and looks like the piece is repaired, the crystal is kind of set in place, and she's kind of happy with it. She climbs back down. You may have even climbed up there with her.
No, I was holding the rope so that she didn't fall.
Okay, so come back down, like everything looks good. She's like, I think she'll make it to town at least.
All right, and then I'll take my hook and I'll throw it to where it swings back around and lands on the side with the rest of the rope, and I'll pull out the handle and stick it into the gear and start cranking it back into my crossbow.
She goes over and puts the hammer down in the bag, and she kind of just taps on the bottom of the anvil, and it kind of just floats over and goes, sucks down into, kind of like shrinks as it goes down into the bag, and she closes it up and picks up the bag.
I may have to get me one of those.
Well, we could talk about that. And she turns around and heads back into the ship to put her little kid away.
When she leaves and we're done, JD will drag the corpses to the brush.
Okay.
Is there enough time in there for me to talk to Adra?
Adara, but
Adara.
yes.
He doesn't know anyone's name.
Again,
They're-
Yarman,
Where's Adra?
but also
About an
Katra,
hour's worth of
Adara.
time went by. So yeah,
About
I
an
mean,
hour?
there's about an hour's worth of time went by them and putting that together. So
I would try to find her and ask her if she can come help me with something.
okay.
Sure, whatever you need.
I take her back over to like my little camp area. And I'm not good with writing, and I pull out this little piece of parchment that I have, and it's folded in half like a card, and I hand it to her, and when she opens it up, there's a tall stick figure with pointy ears, and a shorter stick figure with swords coming off of like sword hilts coming over each shoulder, and between them there's a pair of gloves. And I was trying to thank Exire for all of the stuff he's done, but I don't know how to spell that.
Excellent. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Let's see. And so she's gonna reach into her bag and pull out her quill. And Yarman, do you want to write this, or would you want me to write it?
He looks down at his book, and then he kind of turns it and shows her.
Actually, I will write it. It's fine.
And it's all just really shitty drawings.
And she'll take it, and she'll, in like really pretty noble like elven calligraphy, she'll write "Thank you, Exire" on it around the drawing, and she'll be like, "What do you think? Does this work for you?"
Yeah, I don't know what it says, so probably.
It says, "Thank you, Exire."
Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to say. Cool.
Wait, one more thing. And she's gonna take her pen, and she's gonna go to the bottom corner, and she's gonna put a little heart in the bottom corner, and then hand it back. Perfect.
I could have done that. I'm good at those things. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he folds it up and he like tucks it away. Not here because he doesn't actually wear a shirt. I don't know why it went to like a breast
That's
pocket.
it in his like
In his pants.
He's like
front
tucking
pocket.
it into his pants, trying to. I'll give that
Puts
to
it
him.
up on his chest and just falls down.
There's a perfectly
Fix it.
formed pocket of fur right here that he keeps matted together.
And it's not like an actual pocket. It's just his chest hair where he's been adventuring so long, it's kind of sticky, so and it just stays there. No, he definitely puts it in his pants, because where else are you gonna put it? Also, that's where he has the tattoo, so it couldn't have been there. I don't even remember what that store name is. What do I have tattooed on my chest is?
I have to look. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head. Here, I'll look and just
We
say.
can figure that out later.
All right. So, JD was helping with the ship. Yarman and Adara were working on a Hallmark card.
It's beautiful.
I imagine Sir Eldrick and Exar are just staring at each other.
I'm just sitting.
Just
I just sat down.
Just sat in
I'm
the dirt.
standing next to him, holding my sword.
I'm looking out in the distance, trying to figure out the best way to explain everything.
All right, Kyrie, what are you doing during this time?
I'm
There's like an
sticking
hour
close.
to waste.
I mean, I'm sticking close to Eldrick and Exire. I'm not stepping into the zone of truth or whatever the hell it is.
Oh,
I'm
it's gone. It's
carefully
gone
staying out
after
of it.
10 minutes.
Okay.
You're good.
Well, even when it's up, she's still not going in there. But she's just sticking close, like, I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm gonna just be on standby in case shit does.
Like leaning up against a tree, you're not actually sitting down just in case you
yeah,
need to run.
Dagger picking at my nails, you know. Just
Yeah.
I'm not here, but I am.
All right. Huck, what's Huck doing?
I am compounding the mysteries of magic and
Okay.
staring off into the distance.
Staring off.
I could find that book that facial contact would give me the secrets.
Oh yeah. And let's see. I actually put that one of those books is in your inventory, I think, or that you
Yeah.
found. I think some of the other books, another character might have.
He
you
has
know,
them
took
in his
and be,
bag of holding.
yeah, and be holding for you. Morwen,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Not a thing.
Not a thing. Just hanging out. Just wondering why Sir Eldrick is so mad at Exire. Progwin, you do anything? I saw you slip in
Since
here.
I'm a little late to the party, but I imagine Prugwin is just staring at everybody and just kind of giddy and happy to be there.
He expects some
Swinging his
violence to
troll
happen
arm.
soon, so he's getting.
Yeah.
There could be murder.
Okay. All right, so you have your card. I don't know if you want to do anything with that. That only took about 15 minutes to do. Like writing the card and stuff like that. So you have
if that
another
only took
45 minutes, or we can just jump ahead from when JD comes back from the ship repair.
We'll go ahead and after it's done, we'll walk up and Exire. Exire. And then he looks around. Why does everybody look so mad?
Pence over here. It's okay. Go ahead. And she's just gonna kind of.
I have something for you, Exire. And he reaches in his pants and pulls out,
Whoa, hey, whoa.
pulls out the card and here.
I unsheath my sword a little bit.
What's this?
Look at it.
I look at it. Say, this is. Wow. I mean, you don't need to thank me for anything, but
I mean, I do.
didn't-
I got really cool gloves now.
I didn't know you could write so well. This is
I can't.
beautiful.
That was her.
Oh, I meant the drawings.
Oh yeah, no, those were me. Yeah.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really good at shapes and things. Yeah. That's
You worked really hard.
I did. It took me like 3 whole minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a lot longer than it typically takes me to draw things.
I'll put my hand on her shoulder and I'll say, you don't need to thank me, but I appreciate the gesture. Thank you, Yarman, but really it's my pleasure. Just want to, make sure that you got everything you need. Happy you were able to get some use out of them.
They're nice, and they work well.
I'm glad to hear it. And I'll take the card and I'll fold it up, and I also don't really have anywhere. I have
It's like fresh. Oh no.
like chitinous leather that has like holes everywhere. So I'll just tuck it into my bag.
I don't have a bag either. No,
That's true.
All of my shit is just kind of hanging off of me from like pants or something.
There you go. I'll put your tattoo in chat there, so everybody can see.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll say the hour passes by. JD comes back over after he's taken care of the bodies, and Sir Eldrick is still just kind of standing there with his hand on his sword.
Yep.
Okay. Guys do anything?
As JD comes walking up, he's gonna walk over to Morwen. It was Morwen, right? And kind of elbow him in the hip because he can't really get much higher.
Yep.
The carpet you gave me, do you want me to just hang on to that?
Yeah, got no place to carry it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I have a lot of stuff from everybody, and I just wanted to make sure that you wanted me to hang on to it for now.
Yep, if you don't mind, that would be great.
Very well. And he looks at everybody else standing there and go, not exactly sure what happened as I walked away, but it seemed kind of more intense.
Yes.
Why are we all
Now
standing
that-
here in a huddle?
Now that everyone is here, Exire, are you ready to continue our discussion?
Love to.
Gentlemen, let's not be brash here. Let the man speak his piece.
He is free to say whatever he wants. Just know if he says the wrong thing, he dies.
Listen, there are a lot of things that
You're muted, Sly. I can't hear you.
there are a lot of
I feel like there would almost be like almost a guttural, draconic like growl out of Yarman when he hears that, maybe like a flicker of some of that energy in his mouth as he looks over at Sir Eldrick.
I owe a lot of answers to a lot of you. Most of all, and I point to Huck and to JD and to Prugwin, the three of you. We've been together the longest, and I have to admit I haven't been entirely forthcoming with information about my past and about myself. I ask that you withhold judgment, withhold decision until the end, until I've had a chance to explain everything to all of you. And then I'll slowly, very slowly, pull my swords out, put them on the ground in front of Sir Eldritch, take a couple
If he
steps
does that,
back.
I cast the Zone of Truth again.
Okay. Put them on the ground in front of Sir Eldritch. I take a couple steps back and I say, first off, and I suppose one of the most important pieces to this story is I am not from here. And I don't just mean this area. I mean this plane. At least as far as I can gather, this is not anything like what I'm used to. I come from a place called Zendikar. I have no idea where that is in relation to this plane. I have no idea where it is in relation to anything. That's all I know. Okay, we're good. All I know is that is where I have all of my memories, and that is where I was before I was here. I am not I am very old. Can we start there? I have been around quite a long time. Years blur together somewhere in the neighborhood of 1200, I think. That sounds right. As Sir Eldritch saw, as Yarman has seen before, I have the ability, the burden, the curse to change. What I am has a name, but there exists something else here on this plane that you have given that same name to, but I want you to understand that we are not the same. We have fought vampires here on this plane. Those of you who I've been with for a while now, and I look at JD and Prugwin and Huck, say, have seen that.
When he does that, JD's hand, he sees his hand on the hilt of his revolver. It hasn't been drawn. It's just resting there.
Say, you've seen that I have the ability to communicate with these creatures. I told you it was because I hunt them, and that's not false. I am a vampire, but I'm a vampire in the sense of that word where I come from. In Zendikar, these vampires here seem to be created from undeath. They are corpses reanimated or brought back from the brink of death. I am not dead. I have never died, to my knowledge. I am cursed. I need to go back further. Now, I don't have all the details on this. This is legend that I'm speaking off of. But on Zendikar, there are these terrible Titanous beings called the Eldrazi. These Eldrazi are astral behemoths, astral titans. They're plane destroyers. They move from world to world, consuming, destroying everything in their path. Now, long ago, they came to Zendikar, and great champions were able to bind them to a material form and bind them to the plane of Zendikar. Great for the rest of the world, great for the rest of the universe, I suppose. Not great for us. They were sealed away, they were locked away, but not for long. These titans, they control the very fabric of reality. They control Zendikar is not a place you want to be. It's not a place anyone wants to go to. My people originally were created, were made, were cursed as servants to these Eldrazi lords. That's before my time. In my memory, the seal is cracked in Zendikar. The Eldrazi influence was always there, but it's become stronger. And there are those Zendikar vampire who feel beholden to these Eldrazi masters, these Eldrazi creators. Zendikar is a plane locked in civil war. There are those who wish to try to free these Eldrazi, and there are those like myself who are fighting against them, wish to retain our freedom. We are the resistance. I was a general in the resistance army. The last memory I have on Zendikar, we were infiltrating a keep. We were there to steal intelligence, to figure out our opponent's next moves, to try to stop them from unleashing this terrible curse upon Zendikar and upon potentially the rest of the universe, or the rest of the world. I don't think I know what a universe is. The rest of the world. There was an explosion. I fell into the crypts below the keep. I heard a voice. I felt a pull. It led me, and I point to the sword over by Sir Eldridge's feet. It led me to that sword. And when
That you kind of reference a sword, all of you feel like just like this uneasiness, like just rush over, like chills just run down your spine, and then it kind of pulls back away.
When I touched that sword, when I grabbed that sword, I felt a pull, but not a mental pull, a physical pull. I fell, and I continued to fall. And when my feet touched ground again, I was here. I was outside Baldur's Gate. And that was about a year ago. That's when I met those I was traveling with before. That's when we began adventuring. I don't know how I got here. I don't know why I'm here. I know that I feel a pull and a purpose to kill these I struggle to use the word vampire, these imposters, these creatures here. I feel a need to eradicate them. This is not what vampire is. This is a perversion. This is something else. Not to say that I myself am not a perversion. I mean, as I said, I have lived countless lives. I've lived far more lifetimes than I have any right to. But I did not ask for this. I did not ask to be made this. The farthest back memories I have, this is what I have always been. And I cannot change what I am any more than you can all change what you are. I cannot change the fact that this is my truth any more than you can change the fact that this is, or that you have your truth. Through our travels here, I have gone along. It seems that this pull pushes me in the direction that we're going right now. It seems that this mental bug I have, it's like something is telling me where to go. It's something is telling me that I need to defeat these stronger enemies. I need to test myself. I need to prove myself. I don't know if it's what will lead me home, but I have a responsibility back in my home still. If I could, I would be back there. I would be trying to stop what I've been trying to stop as far as I can remember. I would be fighting this endless war, but I'm here, and for better or worse, that's where I am. It's gotten stronger recently. Over the past year, no one's really, I haven't slipped up. But now twice in a span of 2 days, this power is washed over me. I can control myself when I'm in this state, but I can't control when it comes on. When my emotion heightens, when I get angry, something comes over me, and this power I haven't felt before comes out. I don't know if that's a sign that we're on the right path or the wrong path, but that's all I know. I mean, I'm sure you have questions. Please ask away. I have no intention of lying, nor do I have any intention of withholding truth from you any longer.
As XR is saying all this, Program just sitting there looking at him, thinking back at the time of all the fire water that XR made him drink, and starts to get a little queasy.
Well, I would thank you. I would also like to just clarify which sword you were referring to, because there's two.
I'll point to the one that has a red gem inset in the cross guard.
And I lean in real close and inspect. Interesting. Well, I would, and I look around at everybody, would just like to say that I think that Exire is one of us, and not one of those vampires. And I mimic spitting, but nothing comes out. And so, thank you for the forced truth, but I'm sure it was also unforced. That's it. That's my speech over.
I want to know why you lied. Out of all the stuff we've done, and you saw what the girl did, why you lied.
I honestly don't have a good answer for you, JD, short of the fact that I have been here for a year and I barely know what's going on myself with this, let alone how to explain it. But now that it's becoming something that seems to be getting stronger, I feel you need to know. I didn't lie out of any sort of disrespect or disdain for any of you. More so guarded protection of myself, I suppose. I'm not typically a very open person. I have those that I command. I have those that I report to. The camaraderie I have with anyone I served with in Zendikar was let's just say that those of us in the resistance are very expendable, very short-lived. I mean, I've lived a long time, but we can still fall in combat. We are quite a smaller group, quite a less powerful group than those who are fighting to free these Eldrazi. They're the ones that hold the position of power, and those of us that are fighting against them.
As he keeps prattling on, JD raises his hand and says, I'm not talking about hiding your secret. I'm talking about lying about the innocent man you killed.
Oh, you mean in Baldur's Gate?
Yes.
You mean the drunk that heard everything that we talked about? You mean the drunk that heard everything that we were planning?
It's fine. No one would have believed him.
I think you underestimate the power of suggestion. It takes one seed of doubt to sow a whole...
But we could have assisted you had you not lied to us at what you did.
You could have assisted me? I saw a problem. I took care of that problem. I did that for all of us.
Okay. What about the one in Daggerford?
What one in Daggerford?
The gnome you killed.
That was a moment of weakness, momentary lapse in judgment.
Because before
What is
I
this
caught up
I
with y'all-
hear?
Because before I caught up with y'all and hopped that airship, I know what transpired in Daggerford, and there was no vampires there. Other than you, so it seems.
How do you know this information?
Let's just say, Exire, while I was away from y'all, I had to go fight a vampire lord in Icewind Dale. I fought 2 vampires inside of our own home in Baldur's Gate. Ever since the 2 that attacked Atreus on the road in Baldur's Gate, or the streets of Baldur's Gate, vampires are attracted, it seems, to something going on in this party. I went with another group of adventurers to Icewind Dale when I left y'all, while I was in Baldur's Gate. And he reaches in his pack and pulls out the infernal notes. I have documents for this vampire lord. He puts them back in his pocket. A lot's happened since I left y'all.
So it would seem I'd love to be enlightened. I have no idea about any vampire lords or any thing about vampires actually in this plane. I honestly didn't know they existed until they attacked us.
I'm still trying to figure out how they got in.
How they got in where?
Our home. Our apartment area. They attacked in the dead of night.
You mean the ones on the street?
No, not the 2 we killed. 2 more.
I sincerely have no idea. I'm standing inside the zone.
I'm not saying you control them. I'm saying I feel like they're drawing themselves to you. They came to our home.
That's entirely.
Or they were drawn to the one you pulled into our home.
Perhaps.
One of the 2.
Perhaps that could be entirely possible. The motives of these vampires is still foreign and unknown to me. If anyone has any information to shed on this,
and the reason I said you lied about Mortimer to us that day is because the vampire lord turned the party member of the group that recruited me to try to save him. And he was in a cage. Like a feral animal.
The party member was in a cage?
Yes, the party member we went to try to save had been turned and was caged like a feral beast.
That's terrible.
But when I saw him, it reminded me of the one in the woods the day you cut off his head.
Yeah, that was Mortimer. I won't try to hide that.
I just want to know why you lied. You saw what happened with the girl when she told me. I walked away. If you'd have been honest with me when we asked that day, the same thing would have happened.
I just didn't trust you all enough.
And with that, JD's going to kind of walk out of the circle a little bit and kind of watch the direction we came from. Still within earshot, but not looking at the party anymore.
Upon hearing all this, Adara is gonna, obviously she hasn't been with the party, but she's gonna say, "Exire, may I?" And I wanna walk up and just kind of touch his shoulder and see if anything kind of comes to her.
Okay.
So I'm gonna walk up to Exire and I'm gonna slowly just kind of place my hand on his shoulder and see.
You touch his shoulder, and as you kind of reach out with your magic, right? I imagine that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to reach in. As you kind of let that happen, not just the touch itself, but as you kind of reach into his mind. Do you resist this at all, XR?
Nope.
Just let it happen. As you reach into his mind, it's like you're seeing his memories, like into his mind, but they feel disconnected from him, like it's not his actual memories, like they're just in his head. And you see these diamonds floating in the sky, like thousands of them. And as you kind of turn slowly, you see almost like this black liquid, like oozing out of the rocks. And then all of a sudden it's like you're pulled through the mountains and you're in like this chamber, and you look and there is a sword on a pedestal, but it's floating, and it's the same sword that's on the ground. And as you do that, you hear it say to you,
"You see me."
I can, yes.
Not even he, the carrier, knows my name.
Who are
I
you?
feel your distrust. You, your party members. You should not mistrust him. You should not mistrust me. I am weakened, yes. But I am the one who imprisoned the Eldrazi. Me and 2 others. My name is Soren Markov. And I mean to keep them imprisoned.
Do
That
you
is
require
why
him to do so?
I require him to carry me to an essence on this plane that is powerful enough for me to draw its power from, so I can return and keep them imprisoned.
She's gonna just kind of look, and she's gonna say, do you plan to destroy this world?
It's not my intention to destroy this world, yet to devour the essence of an evil entity on it. Make myself stronger, and in doing so, make your world safer.
I see.
He does not even know this at this point.
Do you know who you search for?
It is what they call vampires on this plane, but they are different from the Zendikar vampires.
So what the boy says is true.
It is true.
Very well. To me, it seems as this should be important. I know that I do need to help this group in order to accomplish what I'm here for as well. And I will try to assist if I can.
I feel as if there was an essence in the place you call Daggerford.
You sensed one while we were there?
It was strong, and then it was gone.
Intriguing. I will see what I can find out. I know I did not run into anything, but maybe the others have.
If you can convince them, this would help our cause.
And at that point, I would say she's probably exhausted, because it does
Yep,
take a lot
at that
of
point.
her.
at that point, you kind of just almost you fall backwards and you kind of just stumble down to like one knee,
And for everybody else that was
breathing
watching,
heavy.
when she does this, essentially, her eyes kind of roll back and just kind of slightly glow a white hue. And then after a short period of time, it's very quick, you'll see her kind of fall.
I have one question, Diz. If the blade takes 3 points of damage, can it make the enemy's HP go to 10? Because I have Soren. I know that planeswalker well.
She's gonna stumble and she's gonna go, oh, and she's gonna be like, so sorry. And she's going to turn and say, we do We have a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. But I do feel that it may be in our best interest to do so on the ship. It'll be a long story, and I know we are probably not safe here for long.
So far, the only thing I have heard is there have been 2 murders committed by Exire. And as such, I am duty bound to pass judgment. However, Anwar teaches us to be kind, not be cruel. That family and friends are the most important thing that we have. As such, I will recuse myself from voting and ask each one of you what be Exire's fate. Be it immediate death or continued living in service of us. And I'll accept whatever party decides.
I would like to, maybe not in service of us, but with us.
Yeah,
With us.
I think he lives, but not as a slave.
I didn't mean as a slave.
In service to us, like he has no other option but death, or that sounds kind of slavey.
I think
I can kill him now.
there's a bigger picture here that we need to speak about before we make this judgment.
No, we make the judgment now. Else he dies now.
He dies now, and we may die.
That is
he
fine.
dies now.
I am
Somebody
ready
else
to
is
meet my
definitely
God.
dying.
Let's just stop saying he dies now, okay? He does not die now, okay?
I mean, if y'all want to vote, I say he lives. He has a past. Who here doesn't?
Aye, that's 5 for living now. Success.
Everyone in agreement.
Should he step out of line too far, I do think it's something that we can deal with, but I have plenty to tell.
Hearing all that, JD turns around and says, Exire, if you ever lie to me again, I will put you down myself.
I expect nothing less.
Exire, against my better judgment, the party has deemed that you should continue living.
You guys hear a
Consider-
voice from behind Sir Eldrick says, well, my vote would have been to keep him around as well. Excuse me, are you ready to board the ship? The captain is calling the last calls.
Yes, we will all
How long
board
have you been standing there?
No, don't worry about me. Ansel is here, he's there, he hears things, he doesn't hear things. It does not matter.
I smile at him and my fangs come out.
I might have heard a little bit about vampires and all kinds of crazy stuff, but whatever is your kink, He turns around,
We don't
spins his
kick
cane,
him.
and kind of just strolls towards the ship.
I'm gonna pull out that alchemy jug and say, I mean, if it makes you feel better, I found this, and well, I think I can. I'm gonna.
You're muted.
Nope, I think you muted.
Good now.
Yeah, you good.
All right, there we go. I'm going to try. I can name a liquid, yeah. So I'm gonna just lean down to the jug and say, blood? And then take a drink from the alchemy jug.
You just kind of turn the jug up.
Yep.
You feel liquid hit your tongue, and you immediately, can taste, the iron in the blood. And as you begin to swallow it, seems feeling. It seems like this is normal.
Yeah, I mean that works. It kind of. I mean it. Yeah, that's good. I'll be all
As
right.
he pulls it down, he's got a little blood on his upper lip, just a little blood mustache.
Damn
Now,
it, Russ.
to be totally transparent, I can eat, I can drink, I can go out in the sunlight. What else? I mean, I just can do all the things that you do. The only difference is that to sustain myself, I need to feed off the life force of other creatures. It doesn't have to be humanoid creatures. In fact, it doesn't have to be anyone. This thing, it can get, this is like 2 gallons of blood. That's a lot every day. I'm not gonna ever need anything else. Just need my alchemy jug.
With that, I just turn around and walk up on the airship.
Do you want some? No?
Is
Okay.
Yes.
I assume, because he hasn't said anything, that his hand has been on his sword the entire time. When he turns and walks onto the airship, I think that would trigger it, because he's still been talking. So when he turns, I would take it as an act, like, I would take it as that flinching moment, and I would jump in front of Exire, and then he'd turn and start walking in front of the, oh, yeah, to the ship. And just start walking behind Mr. Eldrick. Then I turned.
Pat Yarman on the shoulder.
I'd been watching the two of them for any kind of flinch that they were going to attack.
I'll slowly walk over and pick up my swords, spin them around.
As you do that, I'm gonna walk
Put 'em
by
back in.
beside you and say, I do believe I may even have more for you to know as well.
Oh?
But I think we should explain with the rest of the group. For your life to depend on it.
I like that idea.
And she's gonna walk. Just start walking off.
Okay.
Is
Everybody-
JD watching? Has he
Alright.
noticed anything odd?
About what
The
exactly?
direction we came from.
So you're looking at from the direction, like anything coming through there or anything following you?
After I told Exire that or confronted him about lying, I said JD walked a little bit of ways and turned his back to the group watching where we came from.
Roll a perception check.
Perception is that's a 24.
24. Nope, nothing. Seems
Okay.
to be nobody following you. Nothing odd.
So JD kind of walks backwards towards the airship a little ways and then turns around and starts walking the right way.
Okay. Everybody else boarding or anything else?
Oh,
Kyrie's just kind of. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask XR. Before you go too far, could I just with your sword, just real quick?
Oh, yeah. You need to hold it?
No, just and I kind of I just kind of go behind him a little bit and just put my head against the sword. Just for a minute.
Okay.
Do I feel anything? Tingle maybe?
You can
Anything
do an
magic?
Arcana check if you want to.
No, I just wanna. If
You
I
just want to
feel
see
magic pulsing through me now.
any magic pulsing. Well, make an Arcana check and I'll tell you what you feel.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
See how sensitive you are to the weave of magic
Oh.
at the moment.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. There you
Hard
go.
to feel magic with that robotic
9.
cheek.
You're not feeling anything. Just
Oh, I don't understand it. Thank you. I'm glad you're not dead. And I pat him on the shoulder.
As JD gets to Huck, he looks at Huck and says, We have to talk later.
I'm sure that magic must be in
Not about what you did with the sword. I'm used to that. We need to talk about something else.
Well, I'll figure it out. I promise.
Just when we have time, you and I need to have a discussion.
Okay.
All right, Kyrie, what were you doing?
Gonna say she laughed when Exar was like, "You want some?" with his jug, and she's just chuckling to herself, walking back to the ship, just kind of like, "You cheeky fuck."
Anybody else, or were you just
Not
boarding the ship?
bad.
After Proglin saw Exar drinking that blood, he threw up in his mouth a little bit and just swallowed it back down and started to board.
Some dry heaves. Yep.
As do I notice him dry heave?
Perception check.
Okay.
Do you?
I don't know.
If you hear
Nope,
something,
I
smell
don't.
something. No,
I don't.
okay.
It's a 5.
Damn it.
You guys board the ship, either on the top deck or below, and within, a few minutes, you feel the ship vibrate and kind of lift off the ground and take to the skies. And within a few hours, you start to get close to the point where you can see the ruins of Waterdeep. And Waterdeep, for you guys, you would have never saw this, but in the past, it would have been a very luxurious city, very large. Walls kind of encompassing it, and a mountain kind of sitting towards the middle part of it, towards the sea side. You have a river that runs along the bottoms, the south side of it, and you can see the ocean off in the distance. Now what you see is walls that are falling over and pieces of them just chunking off. The river still runs to the south, and you can still see the ocean off in the distance, but you see this large, unnaturally formed lake in the middle of Waterdeep. It is a humongous lake, like it covers at least 50% of the area that would have been the interior city of Waterdeep. You see it kind of speckled with little islands here and there. Lots of buildings that have just fallen in on themselves or just completely toppled over. Vegetation has began to kind of take back the city, so you kind of see trees and plants just growing everywhere as you get closer and closer. And as the airship starts to descend, at first you didn't notice it, but in the midst of all this debris, there is what you see is a wooden wall that goes around the perimeter of a handful of buildings. We'll say like 15 or so buildings that are intact and look to be places where at least the roof is on it. And at the north end of this, you see a large cathedral that is not in the best condition, but you can tell it has been worked on. So as you guys kind of fly in, you kind of fly around the cathedral and land over next to it, sitting down there. As the ship sits down, you feel it kind of jostle a bit as it impacts to the ground, and you hear the captain come out over the intercom system there and say, "We have landed safely, and you may depart into the city of Foxhole."
While we're on the airship, I would, if I can find myself kind of isolated at any point in time,
Okay.
I would kind of look around, and then I'd squeeze my hand, and I'd, friend, we are going to the city of, well, not the city, but it was a city, but it's not anymore. We're going to a place they called Waterdeep. Is there anything I can help with your situation there, or I don't know how I'm supposed to help you.
So, do you want the responses?
They
Live?
know that I've been doing this.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's up to
Okay,
you whether
you guys don't hear this, but it is happening inside of Yarman's head. He hears. You hear Waterdeep. I remember Waterdeep. It was from long ago. There was someone powerful there, but maybe no more. Let me know if you find someone of great power there. We may be able to get some help. Maybe.
Sure, like just great power. That's all I'm looking for.
Yes, this would help. You do not have great power, right? I did not feel that.
I have great power. It's all in my legs and my arms.
Not what we need. Magical power. Yes.
Yeah, I know some magical people. I don't know. I feel like I'm stronger than they are, though.
I agree with you. You probably are. If you see anyone that is stronger than you, then let me know.
Will do. Okay, bye.
And you just nothing. Definitely a person that just hangs the phone.
Yeah, seems that way.
Yep. Okay. So I will actually give you guys some maps here. Since you flew in and actually kind of got a view of Waterdeep and of Foxhole, I will actually just throw out some maps here for you. One moment here. On the folder they're in.
I love how Russ's camera's trying to focus on that one pillow.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just dropping these into the Discord for you. So this is kind of what you saw as you flew into Waterdeep there. The first one. There's this large lake there in the middle. And to the southeastern portion is the small town, city, hamlet, whatever you want to call it, Foxhole. Let's see. All right. So, what do you guys want to do? The crew disembarks as well. You see them kind of going off in different directions. Yesley actually, after you guys kind of disembark off the ship, she goes over and is messing with something. And then you guys see like this mechanism where it kind of shoots like almost like a tart type of thing over top of the ship and kind of falls down.
It's like when it rains at a baseball game.
And as it falls down, you see the crew members kind of fastening it to the ground. Yeah, kind of like at the baseball game when they have to cover the ground for the rain. And they're fastening it down. You guys kind of get the sense that this is probably like camouflage from the air. If there were any other airships to fly over, that they might not see. And the houses that you see aren't in great shape, but they're definitely, they look like they're livable. Like people could live in them, have shops in them, stuff like that.
So I'm sorry, where on this map that you sent us are we landing?
We're landing down in the south.
Up.
Down in the
So
south.
yeah, now in the south, and then the second picture is Foxhole.
Yeah,
You're
so-
landing on the far side of the cathedral there.
So we landed the far side of the cathedral. Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Over there.
You said we were on the ship for hours.
Yep. So
Not
I'd say
long enough for a long rest, though.
not long enough for a long rest. No, you weren't actually that far from Waterdeep, to be honest. So,
Okay.
And it's getting later in the day now, I would
it would
assume?
be probably about, I'd say around 7, 8 p.m. in that range. Sun's starting to go down.
I don't know about y'all, but I think we should find a tavern.
I think we should find this mayor of Waterdeep. Governor of Waterdeep? What is he calling himself?
Mayor.
The mayor.
Yeah,
This
the mayor
mayor
of
of
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. I mean, I feel
Yes,
like
weren't you all meeting someone?
that's where we should start. The the operation that you found us in the midst of, we were headed here to find someone. We don't really know who they are. We know that there's a group that involves some friends, I say tentatively, that seems to be based out of here, out of Waterdeep. Some self-proclaimed mayor of Waterdeep calling the shots, and we like to get some more information on what
So,
the hell
are you talking
is
to one of the
going
crew
on.
members, or are you talking to just the party?
I was talking to Kyrie.
I would assume me.
Kyrie. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JD ran off to go talk to the mechanic.
Okay. So after she's fastened it down, you kind of maybe follow her to where she's heading to.
Ajara's gonna get off the ship and kind of brush out her cloak that she's wearing and look at Exire and Kyrie and go, well, I don't know about you, Exire, but I do know that some of us do need rest. Do we know that where we're going is safe?
I'm gonna be good for 4 to 8 punches.
We assume where we're going is safe. I mean, we have a storied past with the individual that we were getting out of the city when you joined us. And honestly, we're kind of taking a gamble here, believing that I mean, there was some magical persuasion to lead us to believe he's at least forthcoming with the information. From my understanding, I wasn't present for the extrication of this information.
I would like to proceed on the side of caution and do as Adara has mentioned.
While they're
Rest.
talking,
I was just gonna say, I just know
Yarman's
that
like, I think my shoulder's out of place. Make it 3 to 6 punches.
I just think it may be best to not go knocking on doors at 8 p.m.
Oh, no, that's probably true.
We do not know what surprises lurk in the ruins of Waterdeep.
You can tell it's not exactly in the best of shape from what I'm assuming has been before. This place is a little run down.
I mean, if we find a tavern, as
Are
we
any of the
suggested,
crew still around?
Yeah, they're still. They just finished fastening down, and you guys see JD kind of following Yesley as she's heading down like the row of houses on the left there, buildings. She's kind of heading over to one of those. You see JD kind of following in that direction. You see some of the other crew members kind of passing you as they're going by towards those buildings as well.
Excuse me. Do you guys happen to know of a place to stay?
So let's see. So Ragnik stops and says, "Yeah, I know a place. It's the Prancing Hall, just right over here. Follow me. That's where I'm going anyway."
Sounds good enough to me. What do you guys think?
Sure. Do you
Gotta
think
pass
that'll
the
make
ball.
JD less
I'm a little
angry?
out.
Maybe we should wait for JD, and maybe then he'll be less angry. I think he'll be more angry if we leave without him. So why don't we hang out until he gets back, and then we can have. Can you just point us in the
Wait.
direction of the
Wait.
prancing?
You said it's the prancing what?
The Prancing Hall.
Prancing
And-
Hall.
Yarman goes, JD, we're going to the prancing hall.
That's fine. I'll catch up to you when I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know why y'all didn't think about just telling him.
I thought he left to see the mechanic.
Yeah, but he's
Is that
talking to me
earpieces?
over the head.
We all have earpieces
that's right.
except for the girls.
I forgot that Yarman has one. He just talks out loud.
Interesting.
I
What if you
honestly
all
thought
tried to
Yarman
tell
was
me
just
what's
screaming
going on
that
here?
to the air. I forgot he understood how to actually operate them.
I just
Well,
say it
he
out loud as
partially
well.
knows how to operate.
Team,
There.
my question- oh,
Hmm?
I was gonna say my question is JD ever not angry?
No.
I just met him. He seems
Yes.
angry.
Yes, there's been
Okay.
at least one time I can think of that he wasn't angry. He was really happy when he was standing in his britches shooting vampires out a window.
I was naked.
That's
he
true.
was standing in nothing.
He was in
butt-ass
nothing but
naked.
his gun holsters shooting vampires out a window.
He had a big smile on his face then.
I feel like there's a story there, but I think I'm gonna need a drink first.
No, that's the whole
Let's get
story.
out of
JD was
here.
naked and he shot some vampires.
Okay.
The
Okay.
long and
Tragic,
short
you
of
know
it.
And
nothing
on
of
that
this.
note,
That's true.
So
I still
JD
need a
shot
drink.
you through a window while he was naked.
The only thing that I have to
Sure.
add about this is I don't think that there were enough vampires, and I'll die on that hill.
We will have a more vampire encounter later. Promise.
That's not good. I'm not controlling
Promise.
this vampire.
Promise.
They might be controlling you next time.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So you guys are heading off to the Prancing Hall then?
yeah, after
Yeah.
hearing naked and the naked story of the shooting in the window, she turned and started going because she was just like appalled because her noble sense of herself was just like, oh my.
Okay.
I've never.
As we're walking, I look over at Exire and go, we could really go for some soup right now.
The real Slurpee kind?
It almost came out my nose.
I timed that just when you took the drink. That was perfect.
Good thing I don't have a drink down here. God damn it.
certain what I'm.
All right, so we'll pick up on JD here real quick before we go over to the Prancing Hall. JD, Yesley goes down to it's like the first building that you come to, just past the cathedral there on the right. You see a sign above the door. It says the Copper Essentials. She opens the door up and walks right in. And probably closes it because you're probably not right on her heels. But as you catch up, you go on into the shop then?
I'll knock on the door.
Knock on the door. You hear just footsteps over and opens the door, and Yesley looks out and says, well, come on in. I don't think we're closed yet, honey. And opens the door on up.
I'll walk on in.
Yep. So you walk in, and what you see is pretty much like a general store. Like it's just random, like adventuring gear that you would, find, just like rope and climbing, equipment and camping equipment, stuff like that. There's just all kinds of stuff in there, food rations, stuff like that. And then there are like a few like probably like magic items or odd looking items sitting around. Um, Maybe more expensive in the counter. Behind the counter, you see a he's probably about, I'd say probably about 6'2", just like sandy blonde hair, blue eyes, just immaculate jawline, just to die for. You can see he's wearing a shirt, but it's kind of tight, so you can see like almost all the muscles just rippling through, and the arms, the sleeves are pretty short, so you can see the jacked arms. Just that's about all you can see from behind the counter. Kind of get the idea that Yesli likes the eye candy behind the counter. And she says, "What can I do for you, honey?"
Well, for starters, do y'all have a flask of gunpowder?
Think we might.
I kind of had to use mine to get everybody out of those ruins.
Mhm. Yep, we probably do. Let me look here. And she goes over and looks, and behind the counter they keep this. She's like, Gomery, pick that up for me. It's over there in the corner. And you just see her kind of.
You say his name was Gomery?
Gomery, yeah.
Okay.
She kind of, as he turns around, like bends over and picks it up. You just hear her say, "Yeah, yeah." And he picks it up and sets it on the counter. Yep. Oh, there it is. There it is for you.
So, I noticed that you had a lot of unique items that you used to fix the airship.
I do.
What other kind of unique items do you have?
So you want to see what I got behind the curtain, do you? You got to sweet talk me better than that.
Well, how about this? And he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out his flask. And he takes the top off and hands it to her.
Takes it, smells it, takes a sip, and roll me a persuasion check with advantage on that.
It's liquefied gunpowder.
With advantage, that's a nat 20. I rolled a 16 first.
Natural 20. Yeah, that's what I expected anyway. She's like, damn, can I keep this?
I mean, I make it so I could empty that out into a glass if you want, but I'd rather not lose my flask.
I understand. Well, I'll take you up on that one. Come back here with me.
I'll go with her.
She's like, move out of the way, Gomery. Yeah, you get over there. Yeah, sit on the stool. Yeah, okay. This way, JD. And she pulls back a curtain. And as you step into like the back of this shop, it's like the shop was like a normal size house. In the back, it's like almost like a warehouse. It's just this huge space, and like lots of like little workstations all over the place.
JD looks around and is like, I could die here.
just your paradise. Like you could just stay here forever. Let's see, where is 1 second. Here we go. So do you just start looking around, or
Well, I wanted her to show me some of her more unique items, more so than just looking around to start with.
Here, come over here. I got this. Here, I've been working on these, and there's like a workbench, and there's like a couple like little like pedestals, and there's like orbs sitting on each of these pedestals. It's like, I know, I know what you're gonna say. I kind of got on an orb kick for a while. I don't know. Is it just me? Like I started making one, I just got carried away, and I just made like a bunch of them.
Can you even use them?
Yeah, this one here, I'm calling it the Orb of Direction. It will tell you which way's north.
I guess that could come in handy if you're in a cave. You could just look up at the sun and the sky to know which way is north.
Exactly. If there is no sun, then you need some. So, the next one, Orb of Time, tells you the time, what time of day it is.
Hmm.
I can see you're not impressed. The next one,
I just go by the sun.
This one's again. If there's no sun, I mean,
I'm used to being outside all the time.
Okay. This next one, this one's a fun one. If you're a prankster, and then the next one, it kind of looks like an orb, but it's like made of metal, and it's just like it's almost like it moves. Like there's different like disc on it, and it looks like you can kind of like almost like a puzzle. It's like, here, let me show you this one. And she kind of like works it around, and it like locks into place, and she throws it over at you. What do?
I try to catch it.
Okay, you catch it, and as you catch it, it makes like this loud gonging noise. Just echoes throughout the place.
At which point I kind of put my finger in my ear and I'm like, you should have done that outside.
And after 6 seconds, it goes dong again. You throw it back. She like reworks it and disarms it, sets it back over there. Not into orbs, are you?
That's a little loud.
Okay, over here then. Over here. You see this thing? You see like this little metallic amulet. It looks like there's all these little gears and stuff on it.
What's that do?
You don't know? I call it clockwork amulet. So it only works like once a day, but when you use it, it kind of just makes things work. Like if you're trying to like do something, it gives you a good middle of the road type of result.
So it might could help with tinkering my new gun.
It could, maybe.
I also have some other people in the party that may enjoy some of the things that you have, but I would hide the gong orb. I know a couple that would get it for the hell of it, and I may have to shoot them for it.
Just mischievous people, huh?
Oh yeah. Especially the shirtless one.
A few more things. I mean, I don't know. It is kind of late, but do you want to see those as well?
Sure.
Okay. So she goes over to this other workstation, and there's all these like chemicals sitting on it, and there's like a bag in the middle. She's like, here, and she kind of reaches down in the bag and pulls out, and there's like some dust in her hand, and she looks like at you. It's like, And she looks over this mannequin and throws it at the mannequin, and the mannequin disappears.
That could come in handy.
Got you there, didn't I? Yep. Got you hooked. Yep.
I mean, I do like to go unseen often.
She kind of cinches the bag back up. I don't want to spill this. I accidentally spilled it on some tools and couldn't find them for hours.
I can tell.
What a day. So as she's saying that, you kind of get a glimpse of something in the corner. It looks like a humanoid that you just see the legs kind of laying out, and the rest is kind of like hidden behind like a bench or something. You can't see the rest of it.
What's that in the corner?
That. Come over here. She steps over there, and as you kind of go around the side, you can see it looks like or forged. It's just kind of laying out there.
JD looks at it a little odd because he knows about Huck.
I didn't find it. I traded for it, but still, it's like I found. I found it.
Is it?
I've been trying to repair it. No, you think your friend would? You think he would come and maybe give me some pointers on why it's not? It looks like it's together. I don't.
Well, unfortunately, the Warforged in the party thinks he's human.
That's a problem. Still, do you think he would maybe just look at it? Maybe it'll spark something in his mind. And
I mean, he could probably be asked to come in here and take a look, and maybe he recognizes who it is or who it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Great. Well, if you see him later, then maybe you could maybe tomorrow you could just come by and just check it out. I mean, if you're not doing anything, you can just swing by.
I'm not sure what all we're doing here, to be honest. I
guess.
Me neither.
Just caught back up to the party. There's some weird other person in here.
Just an echo, random echo.
Sorry, guys.
Her headset reaches to her kitchen.
Yeah, it reaches to my kitchen and I accidentally hit the button.
So what did you really think about the alcohol?
That may be the best that I've ever had.
My family makes it.
Get out of here. Well,
I'm looking. For
here we don't
to...
really get anything good. So, this is like beyond anything I've even had in Dagger.
I'm trying to find something that allow me to carry more of it. I guess to give more samples away, so that find out who all really likes it and who doesn't. That's kind of why I left home to start with.
I'm gonna love something. Come over here. And she pulls like this like blanket off of this like cylinder shaped object. What about this? And this looks like a barrel.
He'll kind of look around it. This looks like a regular barrel. What's so special about this?
Shit, yeah. She grabs like some water and she's like, "What's this?" And opens the top and just pours it in there and closes it, and like a spigot just kind of comes out of the side of it. And she turns it on and water comes out.
So intrigued by this, JD will pop the top and pull his flask out and pour some of it in there.
Okay. As you do that, another spigot pops out of the side.
How much for this?
Is one of a kind. If you bring your friend over and he can give me a little bit of advice on old Bub in the corner there, we'll call it even. I'll give it to you.
I'll definitely bring it back. I make no promises that he would know anything.
If he's in the room, it's yours. That's fine.
I'll ride him back over here if I have to.
That would be interesting.
Oh, you must not have noticed. He has a contraption on his back that I made and fastened to him.
That is amazing.
That's for me to ride and shoot over his shoulder at higher elevation because of my height.
Okay, all right. Well, come back by. Feel free to bring any of your other friends. They might have advice too on, whatever.
We do have what seems to be a more adequate spellcaster. Sometimes I worry about my buddy. As Russ is giving me that eye, like, show you.
Me? Me?
But I'm not sure why we're here. But after we have figured that out, I will definitely bring them by.
All right. All right.
I
They're
have
probably
a
over
feeling
at
that they'll
the
want some of
prancing
these
hall.
items.
That's where everybody ends up getting
Yeah,
a drink.
they contacted me while I was following you, and he pulls out his dog tags and then sets it back in his shirt.
She kind of reaches over and grabs them, kind of attached to you. And
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
still
just
attached
pulls
to my
them a
neck.
little bit, where it's kind of pulling your neck just a little bit closer. Interesting. You kind of see like her hand light up blue a little bit, and she lets go of them. Yes.
And puts it back in his shirt.
Message spell. Yes.
And then he walks over to the barrel
Interesting.
and grabs the tap where he poured his Jack Daniels in, and he pours it back into the flask.
Empties it back. Okay.
I mean, I gotta have this until I can get my hands on that.
Can't blame you there.
But if I have enough time, I can make some to leave here. I carry the ingredients with me.
I would expect nothing less from you, sir.
Well, I will do what I can to bring the others back. And I will leave you to it because it is late.
I'll be right here. Just tinkering.
And then JD will walk out and start heading towards the tavern or inn or whatever they're calling the prancing hall. Because he doesn't
Okay.
know. He just knows the name.
All right. So, are you picking up the gunpowder as you go out?
Yes.
He says, 35 gold, bro. Pushes it over.
Bruh.
JD reaches in his
Kind of
pouch
slicks his
and
hair
pulls
back.
out 35 gold and sets it on the counter.
Thank you. Come again.
Oh, I'll be back. And then he walks out.
Okay. All right. So, over at the prancing hall, you guys get there first. Okay, as you walk in, it is a rather lively place for such a small town. You would think that the entire town is in here this evening. There's probably like 20 or so people in the place. Basically all of the crew are in here except for EST. You see a dwarf who's kind of bald and has a red beard with two braids down the side. He is behind the bar he's wearing like a white long sleeve button up and a gray vest over it. Behind the counter, he's serving drinks. He is just laughing and telling stories. You see a human, female human with like dark black hair that comes down, kind of just resting on her shoulders. She's wearing just like a white and purple dress, and you just see her kind of standing over with like one hand on the hip, just kind of looking at people. You wouldn't know that she kind of works here, except she's kind of got a tray in her other hand, and she's just kind of looking around. She looks very apathetic, is the word, I think, to her situation at least.
Walk up.
If you
to
guys
the
want to roll a
bar.
perception, I'll see if you see anything else.
Ooh, I'm game.
You mean I get to roll a dice for the first time this whole episode?
You
Yes,
do.
please. No, I'm
You
just kidding.
do. That's a 4.
23.
I
So
see
much
fucking
roleplay.
everything.
Ooh, I got a 17 plus.
That's a
Wait.
6.
That's
Ooh,
a
21.
nat 20.
21.
Nat 20, 21. Kyrie, what'd you get?
6.
6. Yeah,
Wow.
you're just bewildered. Like,
Oh, she's
Some type
checking
of-
out the hottie over at the bar.
That makes
Yeah.
25.
Locked on to the chick in the purple dress.
Huck got a 23. Eldrick, what did you get? 11
Hey.
for Morwen, yeah. Just
18.
bewildered by this place. 18, okay. And let's see. Adam, what did you get for Brugwin?
I was kind of afraid to roll, but I'll roll.
I
He doesn't
understand
have to.
that
He
fear.
can just be completely bewildered and just doesn't see anything. 11. It's just pretty much what's happening. A lot's going on here. All right, so anybody who rolled above a 20, you notice a female kind of sitting off in the corner, dark corner. She's wearing like red and black like armor, like light armor, and you see like a curved sword kind of just resting off to her side. She's got white hair that falls down past her shoulders, laying on her chest, and you see like red hood that is pulled down over her eyes, and she has just like a drink. She's not really drinking. She's just kind of just fingering the drink on the table, just kind of moving around. You guys also notice kind of a portly looking dwarf. He looks kind of, he's got a mustache that's kind of braided that goes down his chest. He's wearing like a green shirt and a darker green like jacket over that, and some just brown pants. It's just kind of the look of, we'll say, maybe not the brightest color in the box. That. That's kind of the
get
look
along
he has
well.
on his face. He's just like, all right, what do you guys want to do?
I go to the guy behind the bar.
Okay, so you're going over to him.
I'm
Let me
gonna
hear
walk
what
up
everybody
with
else
him.
is doing before. So you're going
I want
with
to walk
him.
up to the bar as well.
I'm going to summon a familiar to go find JD and bring him back. Something
Yeah.
very loyal that can move in and out of the streets without being like immediately picked out as something unusual. Preferably something low to the ground, maybe has 4 legs. It's like a weather protecting coat.
Like your dog?
What?
So find familiar actually takes 1 hour to cast.
Damn, never mind.
So
But
we can say that you summoned it on the ship if you want to, and you can call it back into existence now.
Okay.
I was about to say, didn't he have his dog with him the whole time?
Hey, Diz, thanks for throwing me a bone.
Throwing you a bone? So you're sending out your 4-legged friend out the door to find JD. Okay. All right.
I just, run around town until you find him and then bring him back.
You can just see it kind of shaking its head and just go on.
Okay, Reggie.
All right. So what's everybody else doing? Just so I know the setup, so I know how to break this down.
Carrie's heading to the bar, but as she does, she's doing the checking the chick out, kind of the up and down, and she's gonna try. If she makes eye contact, she's just gonna give her a grin and continue to the bar.
Okay.
I'm
Alright.
just gonna follow for now as well, just to see what.
All right. You're just
what
going
we're
up to the
doing.
bar?
Yeah.
And Morwen and Prugwin, what are you guys doing? Tell me you're dancing.
I opted and roll 20. I'm just going to sit at the bar.
Okay. All right.
Prugwin is probably going to look around at all the mugs and stuff and kind of sniff them.
Okay. So he's kind of just walking around sniffing the mugs. I like it. Like it. Okay. So up at the bar, you guys you walk up there, and the dwarf is behind the bar, just kind of handing out drinks, and he comes over and says, What can I get for you?
Do y'all have soup? I was just telling my friend I was like dinner, like soup, like meat.
Oh
and-
yeah. Well, we've got some food back here. Yeah.
Yeah. I want some food and a drink, please.
I'm gonna.
All right.
lean in and
Well, I
say,
don't even know your name yet. You look new to town.
Yeah, we just got it. I'm Yarman.
Yarman. My name's Gregoff.
Greg off.
You got it. Yes.
Yeah. Yarman pulls out like a little pack off of his side. Food and drink.
We got you. Here, have a drink, and we'll get you that food here shortly.
How much?
Let's see. We'll say 2 silver.
I'm gonna take Yarman's hand and I'm gonna push his hand away, and I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna push that away. I'm gonna say, just make that a round of drinks, and then I'll turn around and I'll say, for everyone in the bar.
Mr. Generous, we've got a generous one here, everyone. Everyone
Holding-
applaud. Yes, drinks for everyone. And he's pulling out drinks.
And I'll just put
Evelina, get
10
over
gold on
here,
the counter.
girl. What are you doing? You gotta quit this. You're just staring at that fucking wall. Here, take these drinks.
I'm holding 10 gold in my hand, and I look at Yarman, or I look at Exile and go, how much is...
And I say too much, and I push it away, and then I put 10 gold on the bar for the bartender.
I put it back in my pocket and take my drink. And then I'm going to go sit at the table with the scary looking chick in the corner.
Okay.
I'm gonna
All
look
right.
at him confused, but I don't know, look around and see if there's anyone who seemed to be. Basically, I'm just trying to make friends. I want people to, put people at ease and make them, get them to come talk to me, or get them, okay with me coming up and talking to them. Give me an excuse to go up and have them not drop their guard a little bit if I go up and talk to them.
So, you're just looking for any random person then, right? So,
I'm talking to everyone.
everyone? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, Kyrie, roll a persuasion check as you're kind of just, you glance over. It's not just a normal glance. It's just
That's a 28.
a 20.
Golly.
You
Oh,
see,
just so-
as you kind of glance over, as you're turning your head back, you hear what sounds like a sword hits the ground. Do you look back or not?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay,
look.
you see her reaching over and picking up the sword, and going back into like a normal like position, like just like hand goes up to the face, just still hood over, eyes.
Oh, I wasn't looking at the. I was looking at the waitress chick.
Oh, you were looking at the
because
waitress,
I didn't
okay.
even notice the chick in the whole corner.
Oh, you
Yeah,
didn't
she
even know.
doesn't know
Okay.
that
I
she's
didn't
there.
even know
Yeah.
she was
Yeah,
there.
you missed her. Okay,
I
okay,
was
okay.
checking out the hot waitress.
Okay, the waitress. So all right. So as you look at her,
Oh,
she kind of looks back at you then, and she's just like, kind of just looks you up and down, but like, no facial expression change. Just like,
Fair enough. Damn, I could have.
but to be fair,
out for the
she
hot
kind of is
scary
looking at
chick.
everybody like that. So
Damn! If I had only noticed her in the corner.
yep.
As
Well, rip you.
everybody's coming up though to grab drinks, since eggs are buying around, I'm just
Mhm.
gonna kind of be knocking on the counter nonchalantly, just kind of in thieves can't just say trying to tap out. We're looking for the mayor of Waterdeep.
Okay. You're gonna be just asking around about it, then, right?
Just in thieves can't.
Just in
Not
thieves
like straight
camp.
up asking. Yeah, just kind of like knocking a pattern on the counter to try to get that question out there if anyone noticed.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So as you're doing that, the rest of you at the counter, you doing anything else before we experience Yarman walking over to this table.
I was gonna say I was gonna grab my drink and go get a table.
Okay.
I'm not gonna follow Yarman to said lady's table. Yarman obviously noticed her, but it's gonna be nearby. It's not gonna be super far away because we gotta keep an eye on Yarman. So I'm gonna grab my drink and go over to the table, and she's gonna sit down. And now, Josh, this is my plan. She's gonna cast Mage Hand as she sips on her drink, and she's going to pull out from her pocket a couple of the little bags she collected, and the hand, while she enjoys herself, is going to split up the money between the party in little stacks for everybody.
Okay. All right.
So she's sipping, and the Mage Hand is doing its thing.
All right. It's counting out money. It puts a little visor on. It's got a little calculator.
Yep. Very
like
smart.
adding machine.
Mage Hand.
All right. So before JD gets there, Yarman goes over and just sits down at the table with what is now being called the scary chick in the corner. All right. So let's see. Pull up something here.
First name Scary, last name Chick. Dang straight, man.
All right. So you sit down. Do you say anything?
Yeah. I sit down and go, "Hi, I'm Yarman. What's your name?"
Pleasure to meet you, Yarman.
Yeah.
Could I offer you a seat?
No, but that's a really cool looking sword. And I wanted to come tell you that it's a cool looking sword.
I appreciate that.
My friend Exire has really cool swords too.
That is also nice. If you don't mind, I've spending the evening to myself.
Well, that's no fun. Who wants to spend time alone? Did you hear? My friend Exire bought drinks for the whole... I can go get you one of the drinks that he bought for everybody if you want.
You say I have a drink here. And who's to say that I'm not alone anyway?
You are. There's nobody else here. I look under the table real quick. Yeah, there's nobody else here. Wait, do you have a special friend that talks in your head? I have
She
one
kind
of
of
those
pushes
too.
the drink aside and says, I'm sure you do. But if
No,
you
I
don't
really
leave me
do.
alone, I will show you the rest of the sword out of its hilt.
Out of its hilt or out of its sheath?
Out of its sheath. She would have said the right thing.
If the sword falls
The
out the
DM's
hilt,
tired.
it's weird.
The DM's tired. Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means.
You just see her head kind of go down. It means I would rather be left alone for the evening.
Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna sit. What's the closest table?
There's like a table, literally 4 feet over from there.
Is it like occupied?
Not at the moment, no.
I'm gonna sit at that table, and if you want to
Okay.
come hang out with us, I'll be right there, and I'll get you the drink whenever you want it.
Thank you.
What was your name though?
People call me Scarlet.
Scarlet. I like it. That's a good name. All right, I'm gonna be at that table, and Exire's gonna be there. He's got cool swords. You got cool swords. You should talk to him. And my friend Huck will be there, and JD will be there, but he's kind of angry. You might actually get along with him.
About this time, JD comes in the door.
Oh, look, there he is now. And yeah, everybody will be there. You should definitely come hang out with us. And I literally just get up and like, not even a step. I'm in at the other table, and then I turn and look at her and just wave.
With the height of the table and the crowd, can she actually see that JD walked through the door?
Probably no. I don't even know how Yarman notices, really. Monk shit, right? Just monk stuff.
Monk shit.
But as JD walks in, he's gonna be like, "Who?" Because he hasn't seen Huck be able to do this. He's like, "Who the hell's dog won't leave me alone?"
Just jumping up on him, just like larger than you are. Just will not leave him alone. Keeps like nudging him, licking him.
Like, get off me! I don't. Who do you belong to?
Yes, very good.
Oh fuck! Huck has a dog now.
No, I'm surprised you can see him. I'm pretty sure. Never mind.
So is everybody sitting at the table?
Nope,
Except
just
for the
me.
ones over at the bar.
As far as I know.
Just
On the bar.
Yarman's at a table by himself, staring at the mysterious person in the corner.
Probably.
Yep.
Eldrick's at a table in the corner by itself.
It's
We just all fucking took a corner.
I'm gonna walk up to the lady I scared the hell out
there's a
of
bunch of people at the bar.
and pull up a chair.
Okay, but how are all of you guys finding fucking tables? Are you just taking the tables of all the people getting the free drinks? This
We're
place
just
is
taking them
busy.
and throwing
A
them
lot
out
of people just got
chairs.
up to get the free drinks.
Once
and
you
now
get
just
up,
taking the
that
The other
table is
table?
not
You
occupied.
assholes.
Move your feet, you lose
Hey,
your
I
seat.
sat
That's
down
the rule at
first.
any bar.
Didn't call seat check.
God
But
damn.
I'm gonna walk up to Daro's table and pull a seat up.
And just as he does that, you're just gonna see the mage hand grab a stack of the platinum and slide it across the table, and then just like shuffle it a bit, almost like poker chips, and then go back to working again.
JD's gonna look at it and be like, "Where the hell did that come from?"
When we were in the ruins, I found it in one of the chests that Yarma got sucked into, but we got him back. So I figured I would split it amongst the party.
Oh. And he'll take it and put it in his pocket, and then he'll grab out the little sack of gold that he found and start counting out.
And
her share.
as he does that, the mage hand's just gonna swoop over and be like, he's just gonna sit there to wait to put the rest of her money because he's handling all the money right now.
And I'll look at her and go, "This is yours." And he sets 311 in the hand.
And then the mage hand's gonna take it and be like, "Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm assuming you found that as well as we were adventuring
I
yesterday, today, whatever day it was."
Today.
Yes, earlier today.
Thank
And
you
then I'm
kindly.
gonna walk up to the ones at the bar.
Okay.
Tell them to come
So-
this way.
As you walk up to the ones at the bar, you hear just a tapping, but you don't know what it means. You just hear, and you look over and you see Kyrie just kind of just tapping on the bar, just kind of perusing, just kind of looking over the different people. The barmaid walks up and says, "Here's your drink," or whatever. Kind of just pushes it to Kyrie and just walks on by.
As JD comes up behind Exire, with my height, I can't do what would be happening if I was the same size, but I want to give him a dead leg by punching him in the back of his knee.
You punch Exire in the back of his knee? So
Yep, to get his attention.
Okay, just roll an attack. Let's see, make sure you hit.
If he misses, can he hit him in the balls?
Please.
No.
That is a 18 to hit.
Yep, it is.
18 hit, yeah. He was actually in the process of just kind of talking to this large dwarf guy he stands very still, and he's just got the
cast
braided
Hellish Rebuke.
mustache, and you feel the hit, and then Hellish Rebuke just kind of hits. Actually, there's a save, isn't there?
Huh?
There's a save on that, right?
For what?
Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, I was kidding. I'm not catching Hellish Rebuke. I don't want to do
Okay.
20 damage to him.
I mean, my
I
punch
can
was
never
only going
tell
to
with
do
you guys.
3 damage. If he'd have backfired on me, I'd have shot him in the other leg. I'd have put him down to my height then.
At any point, I think the party's going to fight each other and implode.
Yes.
But as I hit him to get his attention,
Ow! Oh,
how's
Hi.
it going?
good. You want a drink? I bought drinks for everyone.
No, I've got my own.
Okay.
However, and then he's going to hand him 311 gold.
What's this?
I acquired it this morning.
You acquired this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
In the ruins.
Thank you.
And then who else is sitting at the bar?
Kyrie is,
Oh,
And Morwen.
Huck is, I guess. Huck is not. He was over
Just standing awkwardly throughout the,
the
bar.
door. Morwen is at the bar, and Prugwan is wandering about the bar sniffing mugs of ale.
So he'll look at Morwen and go, "Hey, I found this in the ruins in the chest that you were messing with." And he drops 311 gold into his hands.
Hold out my hand and say, thanks, I was broke.
Well, hopefully you don't spit all that in one place. And then he'll walk up to Kyrie and go, "I don't know you, but you were with us in that hell of a fight, so here." And he'll give her 311 gold.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, JD.
And then he'll spin around and look at Prugwin and be like, "Oh my God, what is he doing?" Prugwin.
Huh?
What are you doing?
Oh, this is bad water.
Oh, bad water. Okay. Come here.
This water is too spicy.
As I come up to like Prugwin's calf muscle. Come here.
What?
I have something for you. And he pulls out the flask and opens the top and hands it to Prugwin.
Oh, you did.
Progwin takes it, kind of sniffs it. Says, "Ugh,
It
bad
shouldn't
water."
smell like anything in this place.
He looks at it, doesn't trust anybody at this point.
I'm not telling you to drink it all. Just take a sip.
He thinks back at the time with XR, says,
Yep.
"No."
I make it myself.
Looks at it again, says, "No." Shakes his head, "No."
That's rude, Prugwin. I should keep this gold I was going to give you, but I'll give it to you anyways.
Oh.
And he'll give him 311 gold also.
Prugwin continues to push strangers to the side and sniff their mugs.
Well, at some point, you do find one that is just water.
He
Like
probably
seltzer
steals
water or
that one
something.
and just downs the whole thing. JD will walk over to Sir Eldrick next.
Okay. He's in a table by himself.
So,
Hello, JD.
seems you and I have a same mindset. You muted.
It would seem that way.
He's done some things. He's also tried his best to save lives. However, if he becomes more than an asset. I've done told him I will put him down myself if have to.
Yes, I had the party make the decision, and I will honor that decision. But if I ever detect that he's slipping to evil more than good, I will end him.
I will aid you.
I appreciate the help.
That goes
I
for
think
everyone in the party.
I think you're the only one that sees the potential problem other than I.
Well, hopefully he's turned over a new leaf because he's drinking blood out of a jug, whatever that is. But this is your share of what I got out of the ruins. And he pushes the 311 to him.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And then he's going to go find Huck because he has words with Huck.
Okay.
Wandering around.
Huck. Where in the hell did the dog come from?
I don't know.
You aware that that thing tried to like maul me outside?
I'm sure he had good intentions.
He's bigger than I am. What was I going to do to that?
Well, he just thinks that you're at the same level. So
You sent him to find me.
Well, to bring you back.
I'm more than capable of coming back. I came back to the party before y'all left Daggerford.
I know, but
JD kind of shakes his head at that, and he pulls out the last 311 gold. He goes, "Here. This was after you took all the books and scrolls from the guy in the ruins."
Oh, why? Thank you. So nice. Thank you.
We need to have a talk about your red eyes.
Oh, what?
You changed, Huck, twice in the ruins. I've never seen you do this before.
No.
You looked right at me one time, and I thought that you were going to turn and try to fight me too.
I'm pretty sure that I'm very consistent. I make sure to eat the right things to stay consistent, and I pat my tummy.
And JD just shakes his head because he knows good damn well he ain't eat nothing.
At my age, you have to be consistent.
Well, I went to a general store before I came here. I need your assistance at some point, probably tomorrow.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. With magical?
Yes, possibly magical.
Very good.
You might learn something new.
Oh, that's very good. Yes. I would just very difficult to understand without the help of my master. He taught me everything. Yeah.
Also, I told the person that I may be riding on your back when we go on the harness that you're wearing, just to show them how it works.
Yes, very good. It's very good in combat. Yeah, we should do it more. Yeah.
And then I'll just kind of pull out my flask and go to take a drink of it. And after I take a swig, I'll look at him knowing good and damn well that it's just going to pour down his face. Do you want some?
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Hand it back. Thank you. Oh, I feel like it's setting in quickly.
It does have a nice burn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just kind of stand there with Huck for a minute, not say nothing else.
So as you guys are standing there, XR, you're engaged in a conversation with this large dwarf with like this bearded red mustache and kind of longer hair that comes down to his shoulders and the green shirt, just kind of blank face, kind of just straight faced. Doesn't really give away a lot of emotion. He says, "So you're not from around here, eh?"
No, no, not from around here. Just got into town actually.
But I'm the baker around here.
Oh, the baker seemed like a good person to know.
Yes, I provide all the bread that everyone eats, so everyone likes me. Dorson, they say. There's Dorson, and here he comes, and that's he's the baker. He's a good guy.
That's what I would say if I saw you as well.
I would expect so, yes. What is your name then? And I can say there is so and so. I know him.
My name is Exire.
Exire. That is a unique name. I've never heard this name before. It is good though. I will say I know you now.
Glad to know you.
Do you know the captain of the guard in Foxhole?
No, I don't believe so. Haven't really met many people. Just got into town.
I say that he is not a good guy. No, I do not like him.
Why don't you like him?
He has different opinion than I have.
How so? What do you mean he has a different opinion than you have?
I say that we should do things one way, but he says we do another way. I like I like following the religious way. We read books and sing hymns, and we talk about it, and mostly one person talks about it, and we listen, and then we go back and make bread. But not we, but me make bread. I make bread.
Well,
Bread, yes.
how does he want it to be done?
He says this mayor is the one to tell us things. I don't like that. I don't know this man. He is not our mayor. We don't have a mayor. We have leader. Whatever leader, I think, is his name.
But if you don't have a mayor, then who's this guy calling himself mayor? That seems a little strange.
I don't know. Our leader is Bearden, and he is good leader. I say, there's Bearden. He leads us well. The captain tells him that something that mayor says, and I don't like that. I don't know mayor.
Do you know where this mayor is?
I do not know. He lives somewhere in here, Waterdeep, I think.
He here in this area here.
He does not live in Vauxhall, or I would say there is mayor. I do not like you, mayor.
Right. So he's somewhere in what seems kind of strange to live out in the ruins, though, doesn't it? Are there other settlements like Foxhole around Waterdeep?
Very strange. There are bandits that live out there. You don't go out there. Our bandits get you, and I don't like the bandits. No.
Maybe the mayor's a bandit. Wouldn't that be terrifying?
He could be. Maybe he's mayor of the bandits.
Maybe. So this Bearden, your leader, where's he? Is he here tonight? I'd love to buy him a drink.
I have not seen him here tonight. He sometimes comes here. He has important work, though, I would imagine.
As the leader, it would seem. Is he in charge of this captain, or sounds like you're saying the captain's trying to give your leader orders? That doesn't sit right.
He does not order him, no, but he tells him things, and he might listen. Sometimes, there's Razmik. He is listened to mayor, and he knows captain.
Razmik?
Rodirk, yes.
And what's the captain's name?
Captain Rodirk.
Rodirk. Huh. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't like people. It would be one thing if he knew, if you knew this mayor, right? But it doesn't make any sense to listen to someone that you have no idea about, right? You don't even know this mayor. How are you supposed to trust this mayor if you don't know this mayor?
I agree with these words that you're saying. Yes.
Can you tell me where we can find Captain Rodirk? We can, maybe my friends and I can go talk to him and see if we can, get to the bottom of this. You people of Foxhole have been so welcoming and kind already in the brief time we've been here. Love to make sure it stays that way.
He is not here. I do not see him. I would say there is Captain, and I do not like him. And you can go talk to him, but I don't like him. It is late. I am going to home. I need to make bread in the morning. Bye.
Okay.
And he walks away.
We'll come and get bread. Thank you.
Yeah, that happened.
That was awesome.
Kyrie, at the bar.
Drunk or dumb?
I heard the name Razmik. I don't know who Razmik was.
At the bar, you kind of hear a little tapping noise, and you're kind of looking around, and you look down to the end of the bar, and you see someone that you remember, someone you might have been in prison next to.
Okay,
Kind of just
so
tapping
I
on the
see
counter.
Raz. I see Raz doing the same thing. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And what is he saying back? Is he actually saying anything, or is he just tapping for fun?
Oh, I sent it to you in Discord.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
My phone's on.
I mean, you don't speak thieves' can't, Kyrie?
Okay. No,
And by Kyrie, I mean Ellen.
Ellen's phone is on Do Not Disturb because it's past Ellen's bedtime.
At this point, the mage hand is just dropping
like
off
6 hours.
stacks
Okay.
of cash to people.
She just nods at Raz and stops tapping. And she just keeps nursing her drink and just observing everyone else in the bar.
By the way, Raz looks still not in the best shape. He probably shouldn't be out here at the bar, but he's at the bar drinking.
He's fine.
All right. So food and drinks are brought out. As it gets later into the evening, people kind of start filtering out of the tavern. What do you guys want to do? Ask for rooms or drink until you fall over?
No,
Pass
I'll
out on
ask
the
for a
floor?
room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adara, assuming that food is coming out, people might be sitting down. She's gonna kind of give everybody their walk around, and the mage hand will give it around, and she'll let them know that that's theirs.
Yeah, the mage hand just kind of goes over and taps you on the shoulder.
And then Adara just kind of nods from the distance, like, "Here you go."
How much
guys get
platinum
your-
is that for
You
each?
guys get your loot.
You're sorry, we put it into the chat.
Oh.
Was it 55 each?
55 gold each.
No,
I have it.
platinum.
Platinum.
55
platinum each?
Platinum.
Oh my goodness.
This is
So
no
that
cheap
equals
campaign
like
here,
5
sir.
gold, right?
Yeah, hey.
What'd you say, Yarna?
You'll have 311 when JD
311.
talks to you.
But no, the 55 platinum equals like 5 gold, right?
550
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
For Yarman, sure.
5 silver actually. It's the same color. About, they're both like silvery shiny.
Don't let
Fine,
Yarman have
shinies.
money.
Shinies.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yarman's 2 silver. Give him 2 of those silver coins. Yeah, those right there. That's good.
Oh god. Someone
Oh
super
Jesus.
nice him.
All right, we'll say as you guys are getting rooms, then whether you guys are sharing rooms or not, the mysterious lady in the corner gets up and kind of makes her way over to the stairs and kind of looks down. We'll say at Kyrie at this point, and kind of catches a glance and drops the sword at this point. Retcon here, and just immediately kind of picks it up and scurries upstairs.
When
Do
she
I
drops the
recognize
sword, I
her?
go, Scarlet, you dropped the sword. A really
She
cool
picks
one.
it up and just moves, goes on upstairs.
Bye, Scarlet.
Do I recognize her face or the name?
Roll a perception check to see what you can see.
Oh, that's much better than the last one. That is 21.
21. You can't actually see the face, but you can see like the outline of the body, right? So I mean, everything but the face, like except for the bottom of the face, you can see a little bit. It doesn't really look familiar, but there's not enough details there to really pick out. Like, I mean, maybe not. You're kind of wishy-washy on it. You're not really sure, but you don't believe that you've seen this person before. Or
But
the
I heard
name.
Yarman say her name.
Yes.
I didn't know the name.
Well, not attached to this person. No, you don't recognize the name.
Okay. I'm just gonna look after her, kind of intrigued, like, okay, that was weird. We're gonna watch out for her and just go about my business.
Okay.
And get ready to settle in for the evening.
All right. So since it's like 12, almost 12:30, we'll say you guys all get rooms then.
I want to follow Yarman to his room.
Okay. So as you guys are bedding down, you follow Yarman into his room.
You just follow me in my room?
I follow you to your room.
Oh, I was like, I turn around and go, oh shit.
Two in. You sneak into his room and jump out after he goes to sleep.
Reach a hand out from under the bed. Grab the
demons
sheet
in this
pull.
hotel.
He'd be like, "Oh my god!"
Acid punch you. It's fine.
No, there wouldn't be a punch. That would be breath. That would be time for a breath.
And then y'all hear a gunshot immediately following the acid breath.
Yeah.
All right. So you follow him to his door. We'll say.
Yarman.
Yeah, JD. Yes.
Is there a problem?
There are lots of problems
with you and the party.
I don't know what you mean.
Ever since I arrived with the party, you've been standoffish. You made a camp for the night away from them.
Oh,
you all but
that's
ran
because me and
ruins
Sir
to
Eldrick
die.
aren't friends. Apparently, I don't want to bother him because we're not friends.
But you also went into the ruins and seemed like you went head first into every dangerous thing that we came across.
Well, who else is gonna go head first into who else is going to make sure that everybody else isn't getting attacked?
I mean, the paladin could assist in that.
He's
Exile
never run
could
head
assist
first
in that.
into any fight that I've seen. He sits back and hides. Exire, he can, but he also does rangy things, and he also isn't as fast as me. He's not as strong as me. He's not as good a fighter as me. All I'm saying is that from what I've seen since I've been here, nobody else wants to protect the party. Therefore, I do it the way I know how. I can't heal you, but I can keep them from getting to you.
But if you alienate yourself from the party, trust me, it doesn't always go well.
I'm not alienating. Alienate. I'm not doing that.
Let me simplify it for you, Yarman. If you put yourself away from the party and go off on your own all the time and not allow no one to really help you, it will not go well. I know, I lived it.
I'm willing to have people help. I let people. Adara helped me today. I'm just not going to be around people who don't want me around. And Sir Eldrick is not a friend. He made that very clear.
Do you ever stop and think maybe the way he talks and the way you talk are different?
Well, yes, we talk different. Yeah.
Maybe your understanding of how he talks is different.
No, friend is pretty easy. They said, you and your friends, and he said, we're not friends, we're more... I don't remember what he said, but he said we're not friends.
I see.
That's an easy word.
Well, I'm not big on honestly making friends because every friend I've ever had has either betrayed me or died.
That shouldn't stop you from making friends, though.
It's a lot easier emotionally not to be attached.
How is it easier to not have friends? That's not true. That's a lie that you're telling yourself. You say it's easier to not have friends because you don't want to try to have friends.
You live your way, and I'll live mine. And as long as you're in the party, and as long as you're not doing something to try to get us killed, I'll assist however I can, and he'll hand 311 gold to Yarman.
That's a lot. I also got this dropped off by some weird hand, and he pulls out the 55 platinum.
That is way more than what I handed you.
No, they're not.
There's
less in this hand than there is in this hand.
Value. One of those is worth 10 of one of these.
Sure. Okay. And he just puts them all in a bag and puts them back on his side.
At that point, JD just shakes his head and goes, "Good night, Yarman," and turns around and walks away.
Night, JD. Somewhere in the background you hear, "Night, Tomboy."
That was John Boy.
Oh, whatever. I'm not old enough to remember that show.
As JD gets to his room, Diz, he'll do the same thing he always does. His gun holster's last thing comes off before he goes to bed.
I just go to bed. Are we sharing rooms at all, or do we all get our own?
It's up to you guys. There's enough rooms for everyone, but
is anybody sharing,
rooms.
or did we all
small rooms?
Oh,
but
Kyrie's not inclined to share.
Are you saying they're like halfling-sized rooms, Diz?
not halfling size, but there's just like a bed and maybe like a trunk to put
Room
some
looks
stuff
really
in.
big to JD.
That's about all you get.
I'll probably
Okay.
get my own room.
I usually like to leave on a high note or a low note or something, but kind of late starting, so we're at 12:30. We ran over our normal time, so we'll just end it here with you guys going to sleep. Possibilities of meeting other interesting NPCs in the morning when you wake up. Pictures in the town of Foxhole, or when you guys want to actually, talk to Raz about this mayor. So
Yeah, the only thing JD knows about Raz is that he's been bitten by a vampire.
oh yeah. I mean, yeah, he could turn at any moment though, Raz. We don't know. All right, so we'll pick up here in 2 weeks on Saturday. Next week we have
Probably not.
Probably not. Maybe
Next week is Easter, and we are already missing 2 or 3 people.
I could make it work if we did later, but it would have to start at like 8:39.
We might could do that then if we can get people. So maybe.
I'm basically
Maybe.
same schedule as her.
maybe Sly's campaign next Saturday, but then I'll be going the Saturday after that. So if nothing else, we'll have D&D in at least 2 weeks. So maybe sooner. So I guess we'll end it there, and we'll see you guys then. Later.
Good night.
Hey.